My story of rescuing a hawk in my backyard. On a normal Wednesday afternoon, I let Captain and Peggy outside. Peggy barked and alerted almost immediately. I turned around to see what was wrong and ducked. A red-shouldered hawk flew above me, barely missing my head. It flew over my fence and landed in my neighbor's yard. An hour later, it was still there. I called the FWC because I was concerned the hawk was injured and unable to fly well. The FWC connected me to the Audubon Birds of Prey Center in Maitland. I told them what had happened so far. They asked me to keep an eye on him since I did see him fly. They didn't want to send out a rescue and be unable to catch him if he would fly away. Within the hour, he moved back to my yard. I called the Audubon Center back and let them know he was still in the yard. The Audubon Center told me they were seeing a lot of hawks with heat exhaustion, and once it rained, he would cool off and be on his way. In the evening, it started raining. I was so happy for the hawk to get cooled off and be on his way. Once the rain stopped, I peeked outside and the hawk hadn't moved. Unfortunately, the Audubon Center was closed for the evening and wouldn't open until the next morning. The hawk slept the entire evening in our backyard and never even opened its eyes. I was able to get within 5 feet and get a picture of it sleeping. Once the Audubon Center opened for the day, I called them and explained the hawk was still there. They asked for pictures, which I sent. They called back immediately saying the vet wanted to see the hawk as soon as possible. They asked me if I could get the hawk in a box and bring him in. I told them I would try. I was a little concerned because the animal was injured and I wasn't sure if he would try to bite at me or scratch me. I was able to get the hawk to kind of scoot in a tote because he was so tired. I drove him to the Audubon Center. When I unloaded my car, I breathed a sigh of relief as I could see him looking at me through the holes in the box. I left him for the veterinarian to help and headed home. Unfortunately, this story doesn't have a happy ending. It turned out the hawk had been electrocuted and didn't have any circulation in the bottom half of his body. As sad as I was to find out this news, I am still happy I was able to attempt to get him some help. So here's some tips if you find an injured bird in your yard. Observe him and keep pets away from the animal. Call your local wildlife commission for help. Listen to their directions and help the animal. Last but not least, never keep it as a pet, as this is illegal in most states.